22:9. Now this looks flawless. Hey everybody, welcome back to Jimmy is Promo, and today we'll be taking a look at the beloved and missed Pro Video mode. Yes, it is back. It was inside of our Samsung phones. Then it was taken away for some weird, odd, stupid reason. But here it is again on the Galaxy Z Flip, as well as the Galaxy S20 series. So if you plan on getting the Z Flip or an S20 device, you'd be proud and happy to see Pro Video is back. Now, in order to add Pro Video on the bottom of your favorite shooting modes, make sure you swipe over into More, and it's probably going to be sitting right up there. All you'd have to do to add it is just by pressing and holding, bringing it on down, and you can even move it anywhere on the screen in terms of the different shooting modes. So if you want it to be a little bit more towards the center, you can do that, and then you hit on save. Now, once you have it added in, you'd be able to swipe right on over, and let's just kind of go over a lot of the things that Pro Video gives you. Now, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of videography, folks love Pro Video. I mean, Pro Shooting Mode was already there for photos, and for some reason the record button was just taken away. So let's take a look at all the features that Pro Video gives you in case if you're brand new with Pro Video or if you need a refresher. So on the very top, be able to see where you'd be able to select your autofocus. So first off, you can choose the first one, which is center, but the center, you can see that I'm putting the remote literally in the exact center, and the moment it kind of moves away, it is not focused anymore. Even that area there, when the remote was flat looking at me, it was basically kind of getting out of focus because it was just too large of area. Now, the one that I suggest to use is going to be multi. You can see those little white squares moving around. It follows the object as well. It's able to focus on a larger area, so this way you can get some really great, amazing shots. Now, you can see here, I went down and I'm showing off this remote, and it's picking up quite a bit of the area. Now, if you were on center, it wouldn't really focus on the remote as much. And so it's a way that you're able to kind of move it around. You can even have it in a lower third and really also still have it in focus. Now, looking around the rest of the phone, you can see that I'm still in multi for autofocus, but on the very bottom, what you're able to do, or the extreme left-hand side, is going to be your ISO. So it goes all the way up to 3200 and all the way down to 50. So really kind of depending on your situation, if you're shooting a concert, you might be bringing it down to 50, so it can kind of combat those huge lights. The next one right next to that is going to be your aperture. So it goes all the way down to 1/24,000th and up to 1/30th. So depending on your situation, if it's a little bit darker out, you can bring it up to that 1/30th, but if it's a little bit darker, you can also bring it back down to the very bottom. Now, this very next one that we're kind of playing with here, where it kind of says standard, this one did not work for the 16:9 ratio, so I switched it over into 1:1, and then this is where you can change your shadows if you would like to add more shadows to whichever you're taking a picture of. It also has the highlight situation. You can also change your saturation, so we're just kind of just going through this so you can see a little bit of what each of these do. And then you also have the contrast, tint, and temperature. So we're still going to go through the rest of these. And if at any point in time you need to switch any of these, or maybe you made an adjustment and you lost the type of look you're looking for, you can hit on that reset button. Now, once you hit on the reset, it puts everything right back into the center, and then you can change anything else. So this is where you're changing the temperature, pretty much kind of changing the kelvins of what you want it to look like. A little bit more bluish. Do you want it to, look a little bit more flush and everything else? So we're moving it over into the 22:9 ratio. So when you watch movies at the movie theater, those are actually shot in the 21:9. That's like a cinematic type of look. And I'll also play a video later on showing you what the 22:9 versus the 16:9 looks like. Now, this is where you have your manual focus. You can either have it on auto or you can do it on manual. So you can go macro all the way to everything that is super far away. So originally this was actually in focus with the remote, and then I was able to push it all the way towards the back. Here's your white balance, again, switching up with the kelvins. Looks like it goes all the way up to the maximum of 10,000 Kelvin, and it went down over into 2300. Now, this very last one is just dealing with the brightness. You can go all the way down to -2 and then +2. And if at any point in time you do need to switch any of these, or you want it to go right back over into auto, then you can just simply hit on auto. So as of right now, this phone is sitting vertically. It is a 9:16 shot. Now, the nice thing about it is that when you click on it, you can switch it to a 16:9. So it's a way that you're still able to shoot anything you would want if you flipped your phone horizontally. So if you need to hold your phone upright with one hand and it's more comfortable, you can shoot it in 16:9 and it'll just look normal at the end of when you're done shooting. So here's an example of a video that is 16:9. This is the regular ratio that you use on pretty much any smartphone. This is what any TV and monitor is really set up to do. It's not that cinematic shot where if you go to a movie, it is actually 21:9 ratio. So that's what gives you, the wide looking shot where it kind of brings down or up the top and the bottom. So here's an example again of that 16:9, and here in just a second, let's check out the 22:9. So here's the 22:9. This one really fills up the fold, or I should say this one really fills up the Galaxy Z Flip. It fills the entire screen. I don't have to zoom in, and there's just so much more detail. This looks like a movie at the cinema. This looks like, something that was shot that's a little bit more artsy, but it looks so good and so fresh. So what do you guys think of the 22:9 ratio on this video? So in this video, I showed you guys on the large screen what it looks like for the 16:9, on the Galaxy Z Flip. So this is what it looks like here. You can see there's a lot of area that is black. I mean, there's still a lot going on in this video. I still can kind of zoom in, but again, I am going to lose a little bit of what I'm viewing just because, of the ratio of this device. Now, let's say that we move on back, and I want to show you what it looks like when it was recorded in the 22:9. Now, this looks flawless. This thing is fantastic, completely filled the screen. Also, you'll be looking at this and waiting for this for the Galaxy S20 series as well, but this just looks so good, so much more detail, and it just looks like it was shot with a cinema camera, something that you would see in the movies. But I hope you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit on subscribe right over here on the very bottom left hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.